What's going on, you guys? Paul here with Paul's Performance, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be working on a TDI. We have a little ALH TDI Beetle manual that has been dropped off at the shop. Check engine lights on, reduce power. It does have an every mod installed on it and some other things that you'll see when we get outside. He's saying that when it's on or when it's off, it also just kind of loses power, bogs down. We're not going to be able to drive it today because we have a bunch of snow and ice all over the ground here in North Carolina. So all I'm going to be able to do today is hook up to the computer, but I'm going to go ahead and hook up, see what kind of codes we got, check the timing, check a bunch of other stuff just to see what's going on. I know he's done some work to the injectors and stuff like that. So we're just gonna kind of get a ballpark of what's going on, possibly see the issue, if the timing's off or something like that, and then try to figure out what we need to do. If we can't, then we're gonna have to wait till we can drive it. Once the roads get a little bit more clear, because like I said, we are here in North Carolina, where no one knows how to drive when it snows or rains or any of that. So we're gonna get out to the car. I'm gonna show you what it looks like, and then we're gonna get inside, hook up to the computer, and see if we can find the problem. So let's go outside and see. All right, guys, so here's the car. It's a little Beetle, ALH. It is a manual, which is pretty cool. We got that thing right there. Yeah, and obviously there's no snow on it because I had this Home Depot bucket on it while it was snowing and sleeting. So keeping her safe there. Just a little Beetle. I like a Beetle, especially in an ALH 5-speed. They're pretty cool. But this one is not happy right now. So let's see if we can change that. Alrighty, so we're gonna hop right in here into the car. And we're gonna try to get it to start. So 178,000 miles, not too shabby. Not for an ALH, it's got a long ways to go. So we're gonna see if we can get this thing to start here in the about 30-degree weather, especially get down to 5 degrees tonight. So that's great. But let's see if we can get a good cold start in. We'll run these glow plugs. Oh yeah. So she's not gonna start. I think the battery is hurt city. So we're gonna have to go get a jump pack on it and try this again. Alrighty, so we're gonna start here with my little Noco. Should jump this off just fine. You know, honestly, very surprising. This car has the full battery cover. I mean, even the little Velcro, I mean, everything. I mean, I hardly ever see these ALHs have the full battery cover. Typically, they've been ripped off and tossed into the trash. But I'm surprised to see all that there. That's kind of rare, at least for around here it is. So we got that going. Let's see. Alrighty, guys, so we got her up and started. We are up and running. As you can see, it's super cold because we have our purple, you know, it's fucking cold light on, and we have our check engine light as stated when he dropped it off. So let's get the computer hooked up and get Vcds pulled up, and let's see if we can figure out anything. Alrighty, guys, so we're hooked up to the car here. We're gonna have to heat it up a little bit more before we can really get a good reading on the what's going on. But under fault codes for our engine light, we have a glow plug heater circuit, which shouldn't be causing anything with power related. And then we have EGR system excessive flow. I'm pretty certain that's because the EGR is deleted. I'm gonna take that guess right there as to why we have that code. And this car does not have a proper tune to get rid of that code, so that's why that's there. So nothing in that area that's really saying, hey, this is why it's losing power. Now, one thing I can tell you right here is there's the every mod. He's got one of the plug and play, you know, models. It's turned off currently, and we're gonna have to wait until we're at full operating temperature because we're still only at about 160 degrees on the coolant. But this right here is also kind of low. I always set the injection quantity somewhere between 3 to 5, and right now it's sitting at about 2. So that's a little low. And I wanted to show you guys something on here because a lot of people are kind of uncertain as to what the Every Mod does. I mean, it really, you know, I mean, just fucks around with the injection pump basically. It does not control the fuel temp. What it does is the lower this number is, the more fuel it's going to dump into it. And as soon as I turn this on, you can see this starts to drop. And the closer I turn it upward, the closer it gets to 0. And eventually it's going to shut the car off if you turn it up too far with this. But that's one thing that it's affecting. It's going downward, which is in turn putting more fuel. The higher the IQ number, the less fuel you'll use. So if you're looking for fuel mileage, you want this number to be, I like to typically put it closer to 5 at that point. But we'll have to come back and look at that once it's up and fully warm. So now we're going to go to here. We're going to go to basic settings, and we're going to look at the timing to see what we got. Like I said, currently it's not warm enough. It's going to tell you that. We're going to click on the engine that we have, which is our ALH. And see right there at the bottom, it says engine not warm enough. So we're going to still have to wait to get a proper reading. But currently, the timing is down here below the red line. Blue in between green and red is perfect. Green is advanced. And red is the R word. You know, you guys know what I'm saying. And right now it is below that, so it is very R word. So that's where it's at currently, but we're not at full operating temperature, so we're going to wait until we get it up to full operating temperatures before we make a decision on whether or not we need to adjust the timing. We can adjust like the IQ a little bit through the computer, but not a whole lot. So if we can't get it within range with the computer adaptation, then we'll actually have to go to the pump and do adjustments there, the hammer mod, to get the IQ in the correct area. And then as far as for this one right here, we'll have to go to the belt and do adjustments there until we can get it within this range right here. Because like I said, where it's at right now is not where you really want it to be. So we're going to get it warmed up, and then we're going to come back and take a look at all this stuff and see what's going on. As far as this other crap goes for the codes with the glow plug, it may need a glow plug or a harness, and the EGR is just, I mean, it needs to be tuned to get rid of that. It's nothing I can really do other than tune the car to get rid of that. So I'm going to sit here and try to get this car to warm up without moving it. And then we'll come back and check our readings. Alrighty guys, so we got the car up to temp, or pretty close at 85 Celsius, which is about 185 degrees Fahrenheit. These cars should run at about 190, so it's close enough. And our IQ is still kind of low. Like I said, it needs to be within 3 to 5. I'm not saying this is going to cause the issue that's going on, but it definitely is not where it needs to be. Now we're going to go check the login. So we're going to use the adaptation enabling, which is 12233. We're going to hit do it. And now we're going to go to the adaptation. We're going to go to 1, and we're going to adjust this number. So this is the default number. So we're going to go 32768. We're going to go to 327. We're going to go to 58. So let's hit test. And as you can see, it raised it up a little bit. We're going to go to 48 and test that. It raised it up to 2.8. So now we're going to go to 38. Let's see if it'll do it. Alright, so we hit 3, right at 3. We might be able to get it without going under the hood. So we're going to go to 28. See if we can get it a little bit above 3. So now we are at 3.2. Excellent. Let me try, just try 700. I don't know what the max adjustment is. Alright, so that's going to get us at 3.5 on the IQ, which is well within range. He wants more fuel, so we're going to want that right there rather than higher, which is going to be less fuel, better fuel economy. Obviously from the stack, he doesn't care about fuel economy. So now that we got that done, let's go to measuring blocks. Alright, so we're still at 3.6. So sometimes you can adjust that on here and get it within range, but if you max that out, then you have no choice but to go and do hammer mod stuff like that under the hood and actually mechanically adjust it. So now we're going to switch here. We're going to go to TDI timing. We're going to click our engine right there. And so now we're going to have to adjust this timing, which is going to have to be done under the hood in order for us to get this within range. So the other adjustment that we just did with the IQ would have been doing the hammer mod on the injection pump, like on the top cover, moving that and adjusting that. This is actually going to be adjusting on the timing belt, so we're going to have to loosen up the injection pump pulley, and we're going to have to adjust that until we can get it somewhere hopefully within this range, and then get it within time to where we can rule out timing as an issue. So that right there we're going to have to do under the hood. So yeah. One more thing I wanted to add that I missed in this off camera was, before you close out of your scan tool, you want to make sure you hit save, because if you don't hit save, it's going to stay in it while you're on the VCDS, but once you exit out of VCDS or turn the car off, if you didn't hit save, this reading will go right back to the original one, which at this case was 768. So you want to save that so that it actually stays at that reading, or else, like I said, as soon as you disconnect, it's going to go right back to what it was before and not stay. So now, once you hit save, the stored value will be your new value. So just make sure you hit save, guys. Okay, sorry I missed that. Anyways, alrighty guys, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna have to adjust the timing mechanically under the hood at the actual pump sprocket in order for us to get this somewhere in here. For this particular car, we'll see where it's at. Obviously blue is going to be your perfect timing, and then you have the R word, or you have advanced. Really depends on what you're looking for. More fuel, less power, or less fuel, more power towards the advanced line. It's all in what you're looking for. This one will probably be better to be closer to the R area for more fuel, considering the hood stack. But we're just going to try to get it within that range. But first, we're going to have to see what he wants to do. If he wants to mess with it himself, or if he wants me to do it. First, he just wanted me to kind of take a look at the vehicle. So this is where we're at. We've adjusted the timing on the computer, which is everything I told him I would do. I'm not going to do anything mechanical until he makes his mind up on if he wants me to touch it or not. So anyways, we've looked at that. We don't have any issues with as far as codes and anything. The glow plug issue, I mean, it's most likely just needs a glow plug or the harness, because they're pretty bad about disintegrating on these cars. So we can look at that too, or he can work on that himself, and I can just tell him to put a set of glow plugs in it. EGR code, we're not going to get rid of that unless he tunes it, unfortunately. So I think a lot of the issues is just getting this car within time. But once he gets there, then we can look at the power issue, because like I said, he's got big nozzles put in it within every mod, which is not exactly a perfect combination for reliability. So really the best thing that I can do currently is get the car within proper timing specs first, and then see how it reacts, because right now it's not within time. Well, it wasn't within time on anything. IQ, mechanical, pump timing, nothing was within spec. So that could be our whole issue. We don't know, but once we get that within spec, we'll see. But this is exactly what goes through into checking this and adjusting this on the computer. And then if you guys want to see the mechanical side, I'll make a video on that if we end up doing this car. If not, I know eventually I will do a ALH, and I can show you guys how to do all of this stuff, from the hammer mod to the adjusting of the pump, all of that as well. So just let me know what you guys want to see as far as that. But this is how you do the computer part of checking timing and adjusting what you can adjust via the computer. So anyways, that concludes this video, because we can't exactly drive anywhere. We have snow everywhere, and it's North Carolina, so we can't figure that out. But if anyone needs any bread, milk, or a generator right now, you might want to look on Facebook Marketplace here in North Carolina and Virginia, because we have a whole bunch of people who have bought all this stuff and don't really need it. So yeah, if you want to do that, now's a good time to get you a cheap generator or a bulk amount of milk and bread. For some reason, that's what everyone wants to buy when they think the power's going to go out. I have no idea. Alrighty guys, so that concludes today's video. of, giving a little once over on a vehicle that was dropped off at the shop. So this is kind of some of the stuff that I go through, and for this one in particular, it was checking the timing to see if anything was off in the timing system. Mechanical timing, which is the graph, or injection quantity, which we were able to get with inspect on the computer, but if we couldn't get that on inspect on the computer, that's where you would have to go and do the hammer mod. I'll leave a little link to a how-to on how to do the hammer mod down in the description of this video. That way, those of you guys who do need to do that, there is information out there to be able to how to do that on the properly on the vehicle. I will eventually make a video on how to do the hammer mod and how to do the injection, the mechanical injection timing adjustment, which I may do on this vehicle. We'll see. Like I said, if he wants me to mess with it, I will make a video for you guys, and I'll do a separate one on that. And I will also most likely go ahead and do the hammer mod adjustment on this car. I can just show you, it's pretty easy to do, and I can actually get it within spec without the adaptation in the computer. So we may do that. Just let me know what you guys want to see, because I know, reading through or looking at pictures is, sometimes can be still a little confusing when working on some of these cars. So I can make a video on that showing you guys how to do that properly. So anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. As always, please like and subscribe. Leave any comments, questions down in the description, and see you guys next time.